Hare Krishna, Namaste. Chapter 14 is entitled as Gunatraya Vibhaha Yoga, Sloka 6. Tatra sattvaṁ nirmalatvāt, prakāśakam anāmayam, sukha-saṅgena badhnāti, jñāna-saṅgena cānagha. From the previous sloka, we learned that the three modes, sattva, rajas and tamas, are always present in the prakriti. The body that we get is nothing but the byproduct of the prakriti, which also inherits these three gunas. And these gunas are the one which makes the jivatma to take birth again and again into this material world. One may ask a question that we heard that karma is the cause of taking birth again, whereas here we learned it is the gunas which binds the living entity into this world again by taking repeated birth. So, is it the karma that we get another body, or is it because of the gunas that we get another body? What is the one which makes us to be reborn in different bodies? Is it karma or gunas? This is called bijankura nyaya. Is it the seed which is the cause of the tree, or is it the tree which is cause of the seed? It is because of the gunas a person does certain action, and those action produces some result, either good result or bad result, meaning good karma or bad karma. And because of this karma, one takes birth. When one takes birth, the person get attached in doing certain activity by the influence of the gunas. Therefore he does it and gets the karma. Because of karma, he takes a body again. So this goes on cycle. Therefore, it is a very good combined work between the modes and karma which makes the birth happen again and again. In today's sloka, we are going to learn how sattva guna binds us into this world. Let's get started with the meaning. Cānagha, O sinless one, tatra, of these three gunas, sattvaṁ, sattva, the mode of goodness, nirmalatvāt, being purest in the material world, that is, it is pure because it is free from the characteristic of other gunas, namely rajas and tamas. It doesn't have those characteristics of rajas and tamas, therefore it is nirmalatvāt, it is pure. Prakāśakam, illuminating, meaning produces clear knowledge. Anāmayam, amayam means disease, anāmayam is free of disease. Sukha-saṅgena, creating attachment to happiness. jñāna-saṅgena, creating attachment to knowledge. Badhnāti, it binds the living entities to samsara. Translation: O sinless one, the mode of goodness, being purer than the others, is illuminating, and it frees one from all sinful reactions. Thus, situated in that mode, become conditioned by a sense of happiness and knowledge. Now let's see the details of this sloka. Nirmalatvāt, malam means false, dosha. Nirmalatvāt means free of any dosha, false. In other words, those things which is present in the other gunas, rajoguna and tamoguna, doesn't exist in sattva guna. Therefore, it is nirmalatvāt. When we get to rajoguna and tamoguna, we'll understand more what they have, and those things that they have are not present in sattva guna. And that which is present in sattva guna doesn't exist in rajoguna and tamoguna, which makes each of these guna unique by itself. Now let's understand what is that false that's not present in sattva guna. Sattva guna doesn't become an hindrance to the knowledge and happiness of the Atma, of the living entity. That is, sattva guna doesn't cover the knowledge, jnana and sukham, the happiness of the living entity. That means the other two gunas does have this dosha of covering the jnana and sukha of the living entities. Since sattva guna is free of this fault of covering the knowledge and happiness of the living entities, it is nirmalatvāt. It is free of fault. Being free of faults is one aspect, and it just doesn't stop right there. It is also prakāśakam. It generates clear knowledge. It doesn't cover the knowledge, plus on top of it, it generates clear knowledge. The knowledge originated by the other two gunas are not clear knowledge. They are delusion, mistaken knowledge, or could be contrary knowledge. They are known as viparita jñāna or anyata jñāna. Viparita jñāna means considering an object to be something else. Seeing a donkey, thinking it to be a horse. Looking at a rope, thinking it to be a snake. Seeing a pillar, thinking it's a thief. These are all viparita jñāna, mistaken knowledge. Whereas anyata jñāna is one is able to see the object as it is, whatever it is, but then not able to understand or have the clarity on the properties of the object. For example, seeing a white corn shell but then thinking it's in yellow color. This is called anyata jñāna. Whereas sattva guna is free of these doshas. Sattva guna is the basis of knowledge. Even for rajoguna and tamoguna, it is sattva guna which becomes a basis of knowledge. So this characteristic called prakāśakam is a key element for sattva guna. It generates clear knowledge. It illuminates the knowledge. Why it is special? Because sattva guna doesn't cover the knowledge, doesn't make it very special. Because even the akasha, the sky and vayu doesn't cover the atma like the sattva guna. But then akasha and vayu does not illuminate the knowledge and happiness like how the sattva guna does. So that makes sattva guna special and unique. It not only doesn't cover the knowledge, it also illuminates the knowledge. Another point is sattva guna gives good health. The details of this we will learn in the future chapter. After hearing so far about sattva guna, it appears to be really good. Then why it is said sattva guna binds us? like the other two gunas? So that is answered in the same sloka. Sukha-saṅgena badhnāti, jñāna-saṅgena cānagha. Sattva-guna develops attachment toward sukham, happiness. And it does develop attachment towards knowledge, jnana as well. Sattva-guna doesn't cover the knowledge, it accelerates the knowledge. As the knowledge is developed, parallelly, the happiness also builds. That makes the living entities get bonded to the sukham through the knowledge. The follow-up question would be, so what? What's wrong in getting good knowledge through Sattva-guna? Well, it further induces the person to engage in activities to gain more knowledge, so that person can be more happier. This person, to be in happiest condition, he must cultivate more knowledge. For him to cultivate knowledge, he must undertake some work. Either it is laukika or vaidika, meaning either material work or Vedic work. For those who are interested to recollect what are this laukika karma and vaidika karma, kindly refer to chapter 9, sloka 27 recording. So, for one to maintain their happiness, they have to do some work so that the knowledge and the happiness can be secured. But when one does some work, it creates or it generates karma, which may be good karma or bad karma. Then the Atma has to take birth again in different body, because it has to experience the fruits of its action. Once again, this embodied Atma develops attachment towards knowledge and happiness, which are its objectives, engages in more karma and accumulates karma and be born again. In this way, it gets caught in the cycle of repeated birth and death. And this is what we saw in the introduction of this session as Bijankura Nyaya. By karma, one takes birth. By the gunas, one does action which creates karma. So, it is between the gunas and karma which makes a person take birth repeatedly in this world. In this way, the knowledge and happiness which are the result of Sattva Guna makes one bind into this world. Then one may ask a question, looks like even Sattva Guna has to be given up. Answer is yes, but not now. First, with the help of Sattva Guna, one has to conquer the other two lower gunas, Rajoguna and Tamoguna, and then say goodbye to Sattva Guna as well. We just need to use the Sattva Guna as a springboard to cross over this material world. Without the help of Sattva Guna, one will not be able to do that. Now, there is a very important question that we need to address. When three modes are together, there are chances that one may get delusion, meaning thinking one thing to be something else, or making some mistakes in understanding certain things. All these are quite possible. Like the example that we saw, one may see the rope and think it is snake, or one may see a white corn shell and think it is yellow in color. If Sattva Guna is present, we all know Sattva Guna is present, there's no question about it. But The question is, if Sattva-guna is present, which is said to be free of fault of covering the knowledge of the Jivatma, and it illuminates the knowledge, then how can one make mistake like seeing a rope to be snake or a white conch shell to be yellow conch shell? One must be seeing things as they are in truth, as that is the characteristic of Sattva-guna. If this doesn't happen, then how can we know or how can we believe that Sattva-guna is present from what we learned so far? I hope the question is clear. Sattva-guna doesn't cover the knowledge. It eliminates the knowledge. But we do make mistake in understanding certain things, in knowing things. When Sattva-guna is present, how can someone make mistakes in their understanding? That's a question, which is a valid question. But let's see the answer. Even if one is in delusion, that person knows that he is in delusion. When I make mistake, like putting my foot in a wrong place, or when I see the rope to be a snake, I know it is me, I, who saw the rope to be snake. It is I who saw the white conch shell to be yellow conch shell. That knowledge which we receive, that I am the one who is perceiving things as this to be this, is the knowledge that is not covered by Sattva-guna. It eliminates that knowledge to understand it's me who thinks like that, who does like that. When I feel dizziness, I immediately take action to settle down in a safer place. At that time, it is the Sattva-guna which doesn't cover the knowledge that I am getting dizziness. When I come back to consciousness, the first thing I ask is, where am I? Though I don't know where I am, I don't know what had happened in this short duration. When I come back to my consciousness, I did not forget it's me. That is not covered. I still know it's me. So it is not that we don't know it. So I know I'm getting dizziness. I know that I don't know where I am. I know I'm seeing this as a rope. I know I'm perceiving this as an yellow conch shell. We know all these things. That is the knowledge which is not being covered. That is the proof of presence of Sattva-guna. So this Sattva-guna is cause of one's bondage. How? Because Sattva-guna, one gets jnana and sukha-saṅgena. Because of that saṅgam, because of that attachment, one does karma, activities, action. So one can retain the jnana and sukha. As they do the activities, it generates some results. And for one to experience those results, one has to take birth again. As one takes birth again, one gets attached to jnana and sukha. Because of jnana and sukha attachment, one does action. As one does action, that generates karma. Because of that karma, one takes birth. In this way, the Sattva-guna binds one into the samsara. Because Arjuna was not interested in victory in the kingdom, Krishna says or addresses Arjuna as cānagha. He is free, or one who is free of sins of attachment towards jñāna-saṅgena and sukha-saṅgena. Prabhupada in his purport says the difficulty in the living entity being situated in mode of goodness is that he feels advanced in knowledge, which makes him feel that he is better than others, which creates a sense of happiness within that person. For the person to maintain that happiness, then he has to continue to have that knowledge. For him to continue to have that knowledge, obviously he needs to do some work to maintain his knowledge so he can maintain his happiness. So as he does some work, it produces reaction, and due to the reaction, he is born again. And in this way, he becomes conditioned, entangled in the material world. In the next sloka, we will learn how Rajoguna binds us in the samsara. Tatra sattvaṁ nirmalatvāt prakāśakam anāmayam sukha-saṅgena badhnāti jñāna-saṅgena cānagha. Namaste. Hare Krishna.